Hello, friends. I welcome you all to the next lecture of unit number 6. So, in last subsequent lectures, we had gone through the various types of earth moving equipment. Under that, we had studied the power shovels, drag lines, clamshells, scrappers, bulldozers, loaders, excavators, etc. etc. So, in this lecture, we are going to focus on the next important equipment under the heading cranes and hoist. So, basically, under this, we are going to study the various types of cranes as derrick cranes, mobile cranes, hydraulic cranes, overhead cranes, traveler cranes, and tower cranes. And we are going to focus on hoist also. So, under this, we are going to study the various types of hoisting equipment like rope pulley block or pulley or chain hoist or jacks, etc. So, we are starting with the cranes. Cranes have wide applications in construction projects, industries, and in shipping also. These are generally used for lifting the load and placing them at desired place. So, whenever it is required to lift a large load and to put that large load at desired location or at a desired place, in that case cranes are used. So, basically, any kind of crane performs its operation in 3 stages. First stage is the hoisting, second one is the lifting, and third one is the sleeving. So, hoisting consists of raising or lifting the load from its position and lowering that load to the point of designation or to the desired place. The second is the lifting, that is actually the crane will take the load bodily, and third step is sleeving, that is moving the boom of the crane. So these are the 3 basic operations that are to be performed for any kind of crane. So the various types of cranes are derrick cranes, mobile cranes, hydraulic cranes, overhead cranes which are also known as gantry cranes, traveler crane, and tower cranes. So now we will discuss all these types one by one. So starting with the first type, that is derrick cranes. Basically, the derrick crane consists of a mast, a boom, a bull wheel on which it rotates about the vertical axis, and supporting members are known as guys or ropes. So here we can see figure 1 shows a derrick crane in which we can see it is based on or it is supported on this bull wheel. On this platform, a crane is provided and it consists of a mast. Here we can see this is a mast of a crane, this is a boom, this is a point where a hinge joint is provided for rotating a boom of this crane as per the requirement, and the supporting members are known as guys or ropes, and we can see a load hook is provided as a front attachment. So all this assembly is resting or supporting on a bull wheel through which the 360-degree rotation can be given to the crane. As shown in figure, most of the derrick cranes are supported by a number of guys or ropes. The boom of this crane or all type of crane revolve through 360 degree and can pass below these guys. A bull wheel is attached to the mast and it rotates. So generally such type of cranes are operated either by diesel engine or by an electric engine. So here the photo shows a derrick crane. Here we can see the various parts of a derrick crane. So this is operating mechanism, this is a boom, this is a loading hook, and the various guides or ropes are provided The derrick cranes finds applications in or are widely used in various construction projects as well as industrial and multi-storied building construction. It can also be used in erection of any kind of plant, and it is also used for loading and unloading of cargoes in docks and harbors. The second type of crane is mobile cranes. So basically the mobile cranes are either crawler mounted or wheel mounted. So crawler mounted cranes are highly maneuverable and have ability to operate on unmade ground. So means when the terrain is rough terrain, or if it is a uneven terrain, in that case we have to use crawler mounted cranes. Since these move slowly, they are used in rough terrain where truck mounted cranes cannot travel, and hence economically used where ground conditions are poor and required to operate in a limited area. So in the congested area we can use the crawler type of crane, whereas the wheel mounted mobile cranes have high mobility, and basically mobile cranes have four types of motions or four types of operations. The operations are as hoisting, derricking, sleeving and traveling. So the first is the hoisting, means to lift the load bodily. Derricking means to put by taking the load to the hook. The load can be put at the desired location, which is followed by sleeving, and after this the load can be taken as per the requirement. So here figure 2 shows crawler mounted mobile crane. Here we can see the attachment of this type of tires is there, or attachment is for the movement of the crane is as like that of a crawler, therefore it is called as a crawler mounted mobile crane. And the second type is the truck mounted mobile crane, in which we can see the crane is directly mounted on a truck, therefore it is called as a truck mounted mobile crane. The next type of crane is hydraulic cranes. As the name indicates, hydraulic means the cranes are operated hydraulically. So these are usually truck mounted and all operations are hydraulically powered. So the hydraulic power is supplied through oil pressure, and which is generated by the rotary oil pumps. So here figure 4 shows hydraulic crane. Here we can see a crane is mounted on a truck and it is operated hydraulically. The next type of crane is traveler cranes, which is also known as Goliath crane or bridge crane. As the name indicates, traveler means it can travel from one place to another place for putting the load at a desired location. So in this, crabs are moving on girders which are supported on legs instead of an overhead gantry track in overhead cranes. So in subsequent slides we will also go for the overhead cranes. So here this is figure 5 shows a traveler crane, in which we can see the legs are supported on this beam. Here the two beams are provided. Here we can see at this position also beam is there. So legs are supported on this beam, and this is a crab. This is a crab through which the crane is operated. Here we can see a loading hook is there and a load is attached. So after, suppose initially the crane is at this level, this is the original position. So crane has lifted this pipe from this location, and the crane is now moving this pipe to this location. Means the traveling of the crane is from this place to this new place. So the crab is provided for operation of a such type of loading. So the legs are capable of moving on tracks which are laid on the floor. So here we can see this is a track for the movement of this train, and which is provided on both the sides. So such type of cranes finds applications in steel construction, for large storage yards, and in powerhouses. Such type of cranes are used. The next type is the overhead cranes, which are also known as gantry cranes. So basically the gantry cranes consist of two main girders which are fixed at the end and supported on tram wheels and can move on gantry rails. So here we can see the girders are provided. Figure 6 shows overhead crane in which we can see two main girders are fixed at the end and which are supported on a tramway. Here we can see below this a tramway is provided for the movement of the gantry rails. So the hoist trolley, which is called as a crab, here we can see this is a crab which is supported on this girder and is travels along the main girder. So here this crab moves in this direction and in this direction also for taking the load from one position to another position. Basically the load hook has three motions. So this hook performs three motions. First one is the hoisting. So under this hoisting, lifting and lowering of load is carried out. The second motion is the cross traveling with trolley in both the directions. So here this crab will move in cross direction. So in this direction or in this direction, in both the directions. And third motion is the longitudinal traveling with trolley in both the direction. So here longitudinal traveling indicates the whole assembly is traveling along the length from one place to another place with the trolley. So such type of cranes finds applications in handling loads over a long rectangular area, that is in factories, in power stations, in shipyards, etc. The next type of crane is the tower crane. So tower cranes required to be erect and dismantle at the particular location. So the construction of tower crane is such that it can work and then dismantle in restricted space. Means we have to take the tower crane at required location. We have to attach all its parts to each other, and after that, after completion of its work, we have to dismantle or we have to separate all the parts. The tower has a truss structure which is welded from the angle bars and channels. Tower extension pieces are available to increase the height as per the requirement. So for increasing the height of the tower crane, the extension pieces are available. So after attaching one piece to another, we can increase the length of the tower crane. The ladders are also provided inside the whole height of the tower. An operator's cabin is provided so as to enable full view, and a jib is attached to the last highest section of the tower. So here we can see the figure 8 shows the all parts of the tower crane, and figure 7 or photo 7 shows the actual tower crane. So here we can see this is a counterweight is provided at the bottom so that the crane cannot collapse. This is a tower mast. Here we can see operator's cabin. This is a counter jib which is provided for counteracting the weight. This is a crane runway. This is a trolley. And here we can see this is a hoisting rope to which hoisting block is attached, and to this a hook is attached to lift the load. So these are the various parts of the tower crane, and figure 7 or photo 7 shows the tower crane. Here we can see this is a tower mast. This is a counterweight. This is a crane runway, and this is a hook hoisting rope, and this is a hook. So this is about the various types of cranes that are in general use. Now coming to the next point, that is factors affecting the crane selection. So while going for the crane purchase or for selecting any kind of crane, following factors should be taken into account. The first and primus factor is the time required for the operation or work. So in what time we have to complete the particular work, depending on that the cranes should be selected. The second factor is the suitability of crane for job. So before going for the crane selection, the suitability of that particular crane should be checked. The next factors are the nature of site and ground road for movement and working conditions should also be taken into account. The precision during lifting the load by the crane should also be taken into account. The dimension, weight and lifting radius of heaviest and largest loads also plays an important role in crane selection. For cranes, the various attachments should be provided so that it can perform the various functions. So this is also an important factor. The cranes should be easy for handling as well as it should be easy for dismantling. The magnitude and type of load should be taken by the crane as per the requirement and design, and the cranes should be maintenance free, it should be safe and it should be reliable. So these are the various factors which should be taken into account while selection of any kind of crane. Next is the hoisting equipment. So hoisting equipment are necessary for hoisting is the operation of lifting the load, and hence equipment used for hoisting purpose lift the load from the place, hold it in suspension during transfer from one location to the other, and finally place it on the desired location. For lifting heavy and rough surfaced objects, hoisting equipments are required because manually it is not possible to transport such objects. So when there are heavy as well as rough surface objects are there, so such objects cannot be lifted manually and cannot be transported manually. So in that case we have to use the hoisting equipment. So various types of hoisting equipments are available in the market, and on construction site following types of hoisting equipments are used: rope pulley block, pulley, chain hoist, jacks, winches and cranes. So already we had done the part of crane. Now we will focus on further equipment. So first is the rope pulley block. So figure 9 shows a rope pulley block. In this, the load is attached to one end of a rope and is pulled over a pulley. So here we can see these are the ropes which are provided and this is a pulley. So here weight is attached and these ropes are pulled. Here we can see a force F is applied, and because of which this load can be lifted to the higher location. So such type of pulley finds applications for sending a painter to the highest level, or it also used for lifting small quantum of water or paints, and generally the load carrying capacity of such type of block is 1 tons. The second type is the pulley. So pulleys are used for lifting heavy and rough surface object. So here figure 10 and figure 11 shows a pulley. Here we can see a load is attached to this end and force is applied through this rope, and because of which this load is lifted to the highest position as per the requirement. So figure number 10 shows a pulley where whereas figure 11 shows a pulley in which we can apply a force from the upper side, and figure 10 shows in which a force is applied from the lower side. Next type of hoisting equipment is the chain hoist. So chain hoists are generally lifting loads up to 50 ton, and basically it consists of various components like differential gears, screw gears, spur gears, and pull lift gears. So here we can see figure 12 shows a chain hoist in which a load is attached to this hook, and by the application of these various gears a load is lifted. Next is the jacks. So figure 13 shows jacks. So jacks are generally used for lifting loads up to 100 ton, and the hydraulic jacks are having more load carrying capacity than mechanical ones. So such type of jacks are used for lifting a heavy load. Next is the winch or winches. So winches is a combination of gears, clutches and brakes, and generally winches are used for lifting the railway gates. So this is about the various types of lifting equipment. So with this we will stop here. Continue in the next lecture with a new point. Thank you.